Hey, how's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's having a solid night. Personally for me, I've got my cup of tea, and in 13 hours, we will be seeing the release of Battlefield 6. And to tell you I'm excited for it is an understatement. I've been seriously waiting for this game almost every day for like the past month, especially since the beta. Now, obviously, there's been plenty of videos dissing Black Ops 7. There's been plenty of videos saying how Battlefield 6 is incredible just for being a game in of itself. But what it really truly reminds me of is actually something weirder. It reminds me of how gaming used to be. For example, I've never seen hype for a game, especially with a rough predecessor. The hype for this game is just crazy. Everybody's talking about Battlefield 6. Everybody. And it's very rare today that we see people excited for games. And this is the reason that Black Ops 7 is just being dissed so hard, is because it's the same game every year, maybe with different guns and, oh cool, a wall jump. And yes, while I could make a video talking about how Black Ops 7, which I played I think 4 or 5 matches, was just awful feeling, there's something more big I want to talk about. And when I say big, I mean huge. This thought originally stemmed from when Battlefield 6 was actually pushing COD to having to change things, most importantly being the skill-based matchmaking. To people who aren't sure what skill-based matchmaking is, dad, basically skill-based matchmaking made it so you always paired up with players of this equal skill. However, it made games when you're playing with your buddies just really unfun. It meant that that one really good player was going to have players set the same skill, and their buddies were just going to get slaughtered. And Call of Duty's been an issue of this for a long time, but with Battlefield 6 being so intimidating, especially with those trailers and especially with the jabs that Battlefield 6 has been doing, they're actually changing stuff. And this stemmed a really interesting thought. Could Battlefield 6 not just change the FPS market, but the gaming industry as a whole? Believe it or not, there was a day where there was no microtransactions, where there was no battle pass and dumb bundles you had to purchase. There was a time where you played games and you got the full amount, usually with free content as well. These days are long gone, but what's weird is I see a sliver of hope here. With the way Battlefield 6 is just attacking Call of Duty, it reminds me of when companies were grabbing that $60 in my dad's wallet. Well, yeah, his wallet, not mine, because I would have been like 10. No, it would have been 7. The point is, it reignited something within me that I thought I would never see. Gaming companies actually hyping something up when it actually deserves it. And yes, I do know that companies are into making games for the money. But for once, this is a game that actually feels like was built up through features that people thought would be fun. I mean, the first big example for me was dragging buddies to cover. Number 1, it's useful. Number 2, it's cinematic. And number 3, it's just badass. There's really no other way to put it. But those are features that felt like when the developers were making the game, they thought, no, it'd be cool. I'm going to add this. I'm going to spend a couple more hours on it. And to me, I think Battlefield 6 is going to be one of those games that prioritizes the actual gameplay over the market. Instead of having to do all these dumb skins, which we already know Battlefield 6 is going to try to avoid, they're actually making a game that's worth playing, and it respects not only the player, but their time as well. Now, this is not me saying that Battlefield 6 isn't going to have a shop, but I think it's going to barely put any highlight to it, and I think it's going to change up how gaming companies are going to view on making games anymore. Obviously, Battlefield 6 was a huge success, even with just a beta, but keep in mind, there's a couple details that just eat at me, and I want to point these out that really support my reason that Battlefield 6 is trying to shake up the market. One of the big ones was, early on, when Battlefield 6 was barely known about, they were already attacking Call of Duty, in particular about the Mickey Minaj skin, which that was just an amazing tweet. But the biggest one that really tells me this is that the beta was open for everybody. No, you didn't have to spend $100 to pre-order the game to gain access to the beta. Everybody had the ability to play it, and it had amazing performance, well, besides my Xbox crashing, but that's a different issue. Having a beta be open to everybody creates this amazing community where no matter what part you are, your voice is going to be heard about features that you don't like. And here's the big deal. If I have the ability to see the slightest hope of what gaming used to be and see it come back today, I'm willing to sacrifice anything. And I mean anything. Ladies, my virgin. And all jokes aside, this game I'm truly excited for. There's no way to really describe how good it is. However, there's an experience. When I went over to my dad's, he hasn't really been much touch with gaming lately just due to games not being very fun. Yes, he's on a farm, but games just not being very fun and feel worthwhile of your time. Except when we played the beta. It didn't even take 10 minutes into the match, but my dad said that immediately that this was an actually fun game, which is a pretty high commendation coming from him. I don't know, maybe I'm shooting a really long shot and just really wishful thinking of gaming going back to what it used to be. But again, I think if there's any time for gaming to really revolutionize the industry, I think Battlefield 6 is going to lead that charge and really show what people want. To be a soldier on the ground, being part of something bigger. They want to be able to drag their buddies from work out into cover and revive them and push up the objective. They want to feel cool and badass while doing it, and they want to work as a team. I think truly this is where it's going to happen. Battlefield 6 is going to change something about the gaming scene. Well, I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea, play a little bit more video games, and head to bed early so that way I don't have to wait as long for Battlefield 6. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night as well, and let me know what your thoughts are, and would you like gaming to go back to the OG nostalgia days? Oh yeah, one final question. I had a thought eating at me today. Would you guys like to see a video talking about why I think Call of Duty Zombies does not have any spirit or what it used to be? Trust me, I've been playing zombies since the beginning, and I really think I have a good idea for it. And let me know what your thoughts are. Peace out, guys.